Good morning. Welcome again to our devotional, our beacon of hope again this morning. I just wanted to share with you another fruit of the Spirit in the series Fruit of the Spirit from Galatians chapter 5, where it says the fruit of the Spirit is peace, Galatians 5:22. Long ago, a man sought the perfect picture of peace, and he looked and he searched, and not finding one that satisfied him, he actually announced a contest by which people would bring their entries in and hoping to produce a masterpiece. Well, the challenge stirred the imagination of many artists all over, and paintings arrived from far and wide. And finally, the great day of the revelation arrived when they were going to announce the winner. And so the judges uncovered one peaceful scene after another, while the viewers clapped and cheered. The tensions grew. It came to the place where there was only two pictures that remained veiled, that hadn't been seen. And as the judge pulled the cover from one, a hush fell over the crowd. Just picture with me this beautiful scene and a very calm scene of a mere smooth lake that reflected lacy green branches under the soft blush of the evening sky. Imagine it would be something like cottage country, set in cottage country. But along the grassy shore, a flock of gray sheep actually grazed undisturbed to add to the scene. Well, surely this would be the winner, no doubt, people thought. Well, the man with a vision uncovered the second painting himself, and the crowd gasped in surprise. Could this be peace? Because it was equally and as beautiful and looked like a picture of peace. It was a picture of a tumultuous waterfall cascading down a rocky precipice. The crowd could almost feel the cold of the water, the penetrating spray. And then in the background were stormy gray clouds which threatened to explode with lightning and wind and rain. It was a picture of a storm, and it was very vivid. And then in the midst of the thundering noises and bitter chill, a spindly tree clung to the rocks at the edge of the falls. One of its branches happened to reach out in front of the torrential waters as it foolishly was seeking to experience its full power. And there on that branch was a little bird that had built a nest in the elbow of that branch, content and undisturbed in her stormy surroundings, with the storm and tempest, the winds blowing around her. There she was, resting on her eggs. With her eyes closed and her wings ready to cover her little ones, she manifested the peace that transcends all earthly turmoil. What a picture of peace. And of course that won the prize. When God promises peace, He's not describing the conditions that surround our lives, the tempests and the storms that come to us frequently. He's indicating what we will be in those conditions, how we will relate to them. He invites us to be oblivious, just like that little bird was, to the tumult around us, and remain safely in the folds of His love. Peace. What image does that evoke in your mind? I think of a still pond, being on a little boat on the middle of the pond. That's peace. Well, peace might mean something different to different people. But peace doesn't come from externals, it rises from within. For many years, the people of Argentina and Chile have been quarreling about their boundaries, and that often happens when there are two countries close to each other, and this is a common occurrence. Well, both countries happen to have suffered greatly because of the conflict. The concerned citizens begged their leaders to do something about it. And so King Edward VII of Great Britain was called in to mediate the dispute. And indeed, he consented, and he did this, and did a good job. In 1902, the two South American governments signed a treaty ending all hostilities. Well, during the celebration that followed, Senora de Costa, a noblewoman of Argentina, suggested that they create a monument of some sort to commemorate the peace. What a wonderful idea. This monument would commemorate and be a remembrance of how peace came to the two warring nations. After receiving an enthusiastic response to her idea, she had a statue of, she acted on it, and she had a statue of Christ made, shaped from the very cannons that had been used to strike terror into the hearts of the Chileans. Then, what did she do? Well, she had it carried to the summit of the Ospalada Pass, I hope I pronounced that right, and set up at the point where the two countries meet amid perpetual snow. The dedication ceremony presented the statue to the world as a sign of victory for goodwill. And engraved in Spanish were these words: "Sooner shall those mountains crumble into dust than Argentines and Chileans break the peace sworn at the feet of Christ the Redeemer." What a wonderful thing to put there. Well, friends, how do we conclude? Well, when the Holy Spirit takes up residence in the human heart, hostilities cease, anger flees, hatred ends, and prejudice, pride, and arrogance vanish. In their stead rests the most sought-after treasure our world has ever known. Joy replaces sorrow. Peace is there instead of wrath. Let me leave you with this promise. Isaiah 26:3. Thou wilt keep him in perfect peace whose mind is stayed on thee, because he trusteth in thee. May God bless you today. Amen.